Little excitement for the day. Welcome back to Parsnips and Parsimony. We are on our way to my midwife, and we're going to see if this baby has turned from breech to head down. But we've had an exciting trip down here. We've seen a steering wheel in the median. We saw a tow truck pulling a garbage truck, and then we saw a tow truck pulling a fire truck, and then we just saw a fire truck. Did we see anything else of interest?
We saw a caster by the side of the road.
A caster? Yes, this has been quite an intriguing trip down to the midwife today. I'm not sure that we're going to see anything else exciting, but we just had to share that with you guys, just in case you have our sense of humor. So I'll be back as soon as I finish my appointment, and I'll let you guys know how things went. Well, we got good news. Head is firmly down. She doesn't think it's going to flip. It has a very bony butt. That's what I keep feeling. And there's a deer in the field, Art. Look at that.
Two of them.
Where are they? There they are. Yep, right there. My camera doesn't want. Ugh, bumpy driving. Not that I'm commenting on your driving. Oh, look at that. Yep, look at that. Baby's good. Measuring, what'd she say, 34, 35, right on target, which is good because last time I came here I was measuring really large, but that, she said, was positioning. So now that the baby's head is down in the pelvis, that's good. And that's about it. Everything else is fine. Was there anything else to say?
That's about it, I think.
It was a shorter appointment today just because this is 9th baby. There's not a lot to talk about. I have my birth kit that came in. In fact, maybe I'll show you guys when I get back everything that's in that, because that all came in. And our next visit will be a home visit just to check over everything. That gives us 2 weeks to clean.
Okay, we can do it.
2 weeks to clean everything thoroughly.
It's not that bad.
We spent all day Saturday doing the cleaning of my room, polishing the dresser. If you didn't see, maybe I'll put it in here if I remember. But over on Instagram, I showed you guys how I removed a really old water stain from my dresser. And if you have dark furniture, there's a product called Old English Scratch Cover, and it actually hides all your scratches. And it makes your furniture look so much better. And that was over on Instagram. I'll try to insert it here for you guys, but if you haven't tried that before, it works like a charm. Having kids, we are the queen of leaving water stains around. We have a wood table. We always are getting water stains everywhere. And I learned this trick with the ironing, with an iron and a cotton dish towel, and almost always takes them out. And it looks a whole lot better than that big water stain. So I am back, and I have most of my birth kit laid out here on the bed. I'm going to show you guys what I have in the kit so far. There's a few things I still need to put in here. Only 34.5 weeks. Still got time, but I'll show you what I have assembled so far. So for starters, I'm going to start with my kit that I ordered from my midwife. This is the one that she recommends, and then everything else I have is extra. So I have, these are extra large chucks. There's, I think, 5 of them in here, and then a whole giant stash of just regular chuck pads. These are the disposable ones, so when you're in birth and your water breaks and it's just kind of messy, she can just take these out and use them, and then we just toss them in the trash can and we don't have to worry about those. I do have the larger Medline washable chucks. Those I usually tend to use after the birth. It just, we kind of fool around with it, and whatever happens, they're washable. I've got 4 of those. I also have in here, these are like giant Depend pads. I know, if you're a first-time mom, these probably scare you. These are really nice to have because they're so big, you're not going to have to worry about a lot of mess afterwards. And so there's 4 of those. That will get you through, depending on how heavy your bleeding is. Yeah, I would say for me it's going to be the first 12 to 24 hours. A lot depends on how much bleeding you have. And then we also have, these are more like Depends. And these are really good too. So a lot of different circumstances when you would use these. It just depends. It depends. It depends on, you know, how much bleeding you have, if you want to stick with these, or if you want to sleep and need a depends, you can do that. So we have both options available. And then these are awesome. These perinatal cold packs. So down here is the cold pack that you're going to pop. And then this is nice and cold. It feels great down there. After you've pushed a baby out, there's a lot of swelling. Sometimes there's tearing. I haven't had tearing except with my first one, but the swelling is uncomfortable, and that cold just really helps soothe it for those first couple hours. So you actually would lay this inside either your depends or your bigger pad there. So it's sort of a double protection, but it feels wonderful. On Pinterest and all over Google, you can actually make these yourself if you don't want to buy them, but this was included in my kit, so I just keep it simple. Also have a whole bunch of gloves for the midwives, and then of course the arnica is included in this. I bought another one because this I'll use for the birth. The other one, I may run out of this one, so I may need the other one, but I also use that with the kids and with Art and me other times of the year. Artica's not just for birth, it just works really well, and so that's why it's included in the kit. And then I actually didn't need any lanolin cream, but it was included. I almost never use this. It's just what it is. Gauze sponges, 2 of those. This is emergency, just if you need that boost in labor. I have never ever used these in labor, but it's included in the kit. And then I really was happy. She used to get disposable straws, and this is a full-size straw, and I am so excited about that because it's reusable, and I've wanted one. I have the Peri bottle, and then this is a clean print foot printer. This is awesome. No ink on baby's feet. Really like this a lot. Also have, I believe this must be the umbilical tape. This is usually a cord ring. I'm not sure. I guess she's changed up her kit a little bit. It looks like this. Usually she has a cord ring, but something different in there. Tape measure, Ziploc bag, 1 trash bag, and then this is what I bought to try. I've seen a lot of people say how wonderful this is, and I don't know, but for those of you who have had children or maybe haven't had many children, after you give birth, your uterus has to clamp down to really control the bleeding and start to shrink. And that can often cause a lot of intense cramping. And that, in some ways, is a lot worse than labor itself. At least for me, the first 24 hours was really rough. So I bought something called After Ease for pregnancy. And people have said this stuff is gold when you're after having a baby with the labor cramps. So I'm hoping this works. You know, it was worth a shot. I don't know. I will report back to you on how that works. So that's everything from my midwife's kit. Now, this is what I have left over from past births. And I have a whole bunch more of these chuck pads. I told her today when I was at my appointment, I said, I have so much extra stuff, you guys are going to be good to go. More chucks pads. You never can have too many chucks pads. And then these are from past birth kits. These are disposable underwear. Now, they are pretty high quality. And is this one underwear? Yeah, this one's underwear too. And these you can toss or you can wash them. I have washed them if they're in good shape. I wash them, and then you can actually put it right inside of this big pad so it holds it in place for you all night. Very comfortable. I love that you can toss them if you need to, and I have those left over. I also have shower liners. I've never given birth on a bed, but I do have one that I do put on the bed just so it contains any mess. I put my baby gloves in there for the baby. And then I told you guys how much I love these. I had 2 left over from past birth. Not sure if they're still good or not, but no point in chucking them. We'll try them out, see how they work. And then I had another peri bottle left over. Now these were from Daniel. These things are awesome for the cramping in the beginning, right after you have a baby. And they are really warming and soothing and just, again, help with those afterbirth cramps. I don't know if this is still good, but I do have that on hand. I also have my heating pad, so I can use that as well. Have a ton more gloves. And then I'm not sure I'm going to use this, but I have, it's like a hospital gown, but it's in pink. It's 100% cotton, and I thought, you know, that might be comfortable to wear. Not sure. I found an extra large pad, so after the first 24 hours, you're still bleeding, but it's not nearly as heavy. It shouldn't be, at least. And so just a really overnight always pad works really well, and I had one of those left over from Daniel. And then I have diapers, newborn diapers right here, and then I have wipers in here. So I have all that in one of these bags right here. I'll reorganize this afterwards. Now I have another bag here, and this is my bag. So after I give birth, my midwife helps me get into comfortable clothing, and I don't like them to have to go searching and me telling them what I want and what I don't like. So I just actually put my clothes in here that I want. I have a nightgown and a nursing gown, as well as another spare set of pajamas, and then a shirt and a nursing tank. So this is pretty much all I'm gonna need, and I can just tell them what I want from this, and it keeps them from having to search for it. I also put breast milk bags because I didn't want to lose them. I don't have a good place for them. And then someone gave this to me, and this is very soothing after you have a baby. Follow your provider's guidelines on if they want you to bathe or not. My personal midwife is fine with me taking baths as long as the tub has been thoroughly cleaned. So I have this. And then I also have, this is something very similar, Peri-Ease. And you put the herbs in the bag and you soak it like a tea in the bathtub. And this is also very soothing for hemorrhoids and just all the swollen tissue down there. So I have those. And then, depending on how I feel, sometimes I use these, sometimes I don't. These are different maternity support bands. And I've used some of them for walking now. This one's a larger one. This is a 3-piece set that really binds everything together. You have to be careful because if you're putting any pressure on your abdomen, you can run the risk, or at least it has been for me, of making hemorrhoids worse. And you certainly don't want, your pelvic floor has already been weakened from the trauma of having a baby. You don't want to make that any weaker. So you have to be really careful with those and not put them on like really tight, like binding, but just support. And you'll feel the difference. And those I've used for, I think, Lillian and Daniel. And it helped me just get up, and not that I'm going to be moving around a lot, but I can sit up, I can feel a little bit more like myself right after having the baby without everything hurting. And I do think it might help with the afterbirth pains. I don't know, it seems like it did. So I do have that. And then this bag isn't finished. I have the laundry I washed downstairs. This is going to be the baby's bag. So I've got some newborn onesies, and then I got newborn girl clothes and newborn boy clothes. Just a few until we find out what we're having. So we have that. We have swaddles here. And then I have my washable chuck pads here and a whole bunch of just swaddle blankets, newborn burp cloths, receiving blankets, all that type of stuff. Washcloths, a head pad for the bassinet. You can see we have even more stuff. I need to finish tidying this up, but have plenty of that for now. I usually bring up a metal bowl to help catch the placenta, as well as a trash bag, paper towels I still need to get, and I think that's just about it. I usually, once I know I'm in labor, fill up all my water jugs around here. I bring in my ibuprofen and my Tylenol, which is my personal combination that works really well for helping with any afterbirth pains. Again, those afterbirth pains almost always knock me out. So, you know, using Tylenol and ibuprofen for that first 24, 48 hours is usually enough to make me at least be semi-comfortable. It's not the best, but what do you expect? You just had a baby. And I think that's about everything for the birth kit. We've gotten the room mostly done, a few more things that need to be done, and then I want to finish deep cleaning the rest of the upstairs on our second floor and the bathroom, which I will need Art's help with some of that because that's going to require a ladder and getting in the cracks and crevices. But I think we are well onto our way to being ready for this baby. I feel like this weekend we made great progress in getting all of this assembled. My midwife seemed very positive about baby's position, which I am so thankful for. That was a huge stress on me the last 4 weeks, not knowing if this baby had turned, but it's down. She doesn't think it's going to change now. And yes, before I know it, this baby's going to be here. I still feel like I'm not ready. I have so much I have to do in the garden before this baby comes. But that's for another video. I'm going to end here. If you have any questions about the birth kit, anything that you saw here, or links, you need links for anything, you're going to have a baby yourself, have questions about the birthing process or what it's like, feel free to message me. I will be more than happy to tell you my experiences with the past 8 kids. Really hoping and praying that this baby is not a 9-pound baby and it's a little bit on the smaller side, but only time will tell. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. Don't miss the big event. Planning on filming it and letting you guys see how this home birth goes. And I'll see you for our next video. Good night.